Sometimes the answer is not obvious. That is why we have this beautiful journey called life. So take your time to figure out your passions. And once you do nothing but follow your passion, because that is your purpose of life. Life on earth is governed by the law of attraction that states like attracts like. Energies of similar vibrations attract. Hence, love attracts love. Fear attracts fear. That means whatever vibration is inside of you will be reflected in your external reality like a mirror. Sometimes we are not aware what is inside of us. So the external reality we navigate is like a feedback mechanism to understand what is going on in our inner worlds. Hence, all of life is essentially an inner journey. Everything outside comes from the inside. That is why it is so important to ensure that our inner worlds are not suffering from limiting belief systems or dysfunctional programming of society. When we are born into this world, we are programmed by our parents, grandparents, relatives, teachers, neighbors, society of what we should do, what is right for us, what we should create, and so on. If you obey them, they will love you. But if you dare to defy them, then you bear the brunt of their displeasure. So you do everything to please them, to win their approval. Then your life becomes a duplicate of their lives, their mistakes, as you have obeyed but not created. You have become a servant, not a master of your destiny. We have all come here for a unique experience of life, with a unique destiny and purpose. No two people will walk the same path here on earth. But how do we know what is our purpose? What is our life path? It is a path carved in our hearts, and the heart communicates with us through signs, synchronicities, and meaningful coincidences. Let me tell you my story. I had the best of everything. I was an intelligent student in school and topped my class. I got a full scholarship to study abroad in Singapore, where I did my junior college and university education for 6 years. Everybody thought I had the perfect life, especially my folks back home in India. Far from it, I was miserable in my chosen career. IT was the popular choice, so I took it. But soon I realized I did not enjoy it at all, and it was too late to change my career. So I was stuck with it for 4 years and I suffered. I was lost. You see, as we grow up, we are fed with so much societal conditioning of what is good for us, what is profitable for us, and what is not, that we grow up lost without having any clue what we came here on earth to do, what our life purpose is, how to hone our true destiny. Similarly, I had no idea what I really wanted to do with my life, what my dreams were, what my passions could be. I was simply not happy. Then one day, I injured my back badly. I had 2 prolapsed intervertebral discs in my lower spine, and each day I spent a lot of money on physiotherapy at the university hospital in Singapore, alone in a foreign country. Doctors had barred me from doing anything that I loved, like athletics, sports, running on hard ground, dancing, climbing stairs, wearing heels, and not for a few months, but for the rest of my life. I had become increasingly dependent on painkillers. Stronger doses of painkillers could not alleviate my pain. My life was miserable. I suffered like that for nearly 3 years until I had had enough. I could not live like that anymore. So one night I walked out of my hostel room where the racing tracks were. I used to be an athlete in school and I missed running. That night I felt so desperate I did not care if I died. But I refused to continue to live in such a state of misery any longer. I stepped onto the tracks and started sprinting. I ran for almost 2 hours in the middle of the night alone with the stars. When I stopped, I thought my back would have been permanently damaged. But to my surprise, my back wasn't hurting at all. Rather, it felt really good. Soon I realized that my back had completely healed as I continued running alone every night like that. At the time, I did not comprehend what had caused my spontaneous healing, so I called it a miracle. But today, the science of epigenetics is showing us that our immune system is a confirmer of our consciousness, not a protector. A disempowered consciousness creates a disempowered healing mechanism. The environment or the perception of the environment controls our genetics. It implies that we do not have to be limited by our genes or our physical conditions anymore, and that chronic and terminal ailments are curable. If you change your perception, you can impact your biology. Epigenetics is above genetics. By just shifting our consciousness, we can become the masters of our reality. Thought is energy, and energy creates physical matter. Our bodies are not separate from our thoughts. The mind plays a huge role in our ailing or our healing. If we don't follow our joy, we get sick. At university, I lived in a continual state of disempowerment, confused, lost. Hence, I became a vibrational match to that back injury. Everything is vibration. The animal and plant kingdom communicate through vibrations. But we humans are most times out of sync with our own vibration. That night, I made a promise to myself, never again to do anything in my life that I did not enjoy. And so, after graduating, I started traveling the world. I did extreme sports. I scaled mountains and hiked for days. I backpacked with heavy loads. I climbed down waterfalls and started dancing again. But my back hasn't complained since then. Not only that, I never needed to go to a doctor during all those years on the road, traveling and living across different continents. You see, diseases are a sign of spiritual strength, not weakness. They indicate what we aren't doing right in our lives. They are simply rerouting us to the right path, communicating to us that our vibrations are out of alignment. The body resists and you get diseases. If you want to cure an illness, you have to change the vibration that created it in the first place. When I refused to let my diagnosis cripple me, I got better. The pain and suffering from illnesses force us to grow, to cleanse limiting thought patterns that don't serve us, preparing us for a deeper experience of life, one that is navigated via our own internal guidance system and not external conditioning. However, most times people are confused and don't know how to follow the guidance within. In life, there are always two choices in front of us. One is to follow what others tell us to do, and the second choice is to follow the callings of our hearts. Both choices are equally difficult to navigate, filled with struggles, challenges, and life lessons. But following our hearts will make this journey of life worthwhile and meaningful, while following what others expect of us will make us bitter, sick, and resentful over time. If there is something that you wish to experience in life is beyond your current belief system, it cannot manifest for you. You spend your entire life thinking you don't know, that others know better, so you give away your personal power. You duplicate what others have already done without ever feeling empowered in your own skin. You engage in overgiving, self-abandoning, self-sabotaging behavior as you let others dictate your life choices. You forget who you are or what you came here to do. Others can direct you, inspire you, guide you. Most people will mislead you or compel you to follow their way, but only you know the vision in your head that you wish to create in this world. How can anyone else know it? They will give you their images, hoping you duplicate their visions onto your canvas of reality so they can love themselves through you. If you listen to all the clatters of the world, you will be lost. If you want to know what is true for you, tune in to how you feel about it. Feelings are our soul signature. That's your inner compass, your feelings. If you have the courage to tune in to your internal guidance system, listen to your inner calling, you will navigate your true destiny, and that will bring you immense joy. We do everything to feel good. Even if in the short term we are struggling, we believe it will make us feel good in the long run by bringing to us the things we desire. So why not tune in to your feelings first? That way you will know instantly whether doing something will serve you or not. If you are good at tuning into your feelings, that is. We are born with an internal guidance system. Feelings come before thought occurs. They signal to you whether something is true for you or not, and that way you will get in touch with yourself. I have lived across different continents on various student exchange programs, studying life through diverse mirrors of reality. From Asia to Europe to Africa to South, North and Central America, I have lived with local families, eating their food, adopting their lifestyles, contributing to their economy, living their culture, navigating extreme realities and harsh conditions, perceiving diverse traditions and religions whence belief systems are formed, scanning the energy of each country I lived for several years to find answers to life's most pertinent questions. Coming from a conservative background in India, I had to overcome all limitations to fly out of my comfort zones. So I have literally grown up in different belief systems of the world. I quickly realized that my culture is just one culture, one way to look at life, but not the absolute truth or the only way. Someone in Asia believes this, someone in America believes that, someone in Africa believes something else. Then they fight with each other based on what they were raised to believe as true. I observed opposites across all these cultures and marveled at life's idiosyncrasies. I realized that sometimes nonsense makes the best sense. I discovered that what is right in one culture is wrong in another culture. What is polite in one country is rude in another country. What is respectful in one region is disrespectful in another region. What I think is good, another thinks bad. At times, I wasn't sure what to believe anymore. I didn't know right from wrong, good from bad. And that is okay, because I realized none of it was real. We are all making it up all the way. It is all just different lifestyles, belief systems, and thought patterns. Suddenly, I began understanding myself. The storm inside my heart started speaking in a language I could comprehend. As I got a bite size of all cultures, races, religions, ethnicities, backgrounds, My worldview expanded to hold a bigger picture of humanity, a higher truth, a larger vision, breaking molds, purging dysfunction, shifting paradigms, and transcending mindsets. Some of the best decisions of my life were taken on the spur, in an impulse. This voyage was for me to get in touch with my own personal truth. I have lived in the most dangerous countries of the world, but the things people see as dangerous were not dangerous for me. The things people feel the need to secure were not a matter of security for me, because I knew the only real security was within me. No amount of law can ensure safety for anyone on this planet. But yes, when we feel secure and validated from within, it is reflected in our external reality. I always felt safe, hence I was. Safety is an inside thing. It is a kind of faith, a deep inner knowing that life will work out no matter what, that life wants for you what you want for you. When you operate from that mental space, you are not in resistance, but in alignment with your true purpose. It is the path that will give you the most joy, the path of your heart. And that feeling is priceless. You never have to wake up another day dreading the job at hand, because you have had the courage to listen to your intuitions and align with your desires. Everything you do will become a part of your passion. Sitting in Singapore, I never imagined I would be a globetrotter one day. My life is unrecognizable today. It was through my journeys that I discovered what my true passion is. When you have the courage to walk your own path, your path will reveal its secrets to you, and you will receive many gifts of the heart on the way that will make your life rich with wisdom. But it is okay to be lost, to not know the way. You don't need to know the whole path at the beginning of your journey. You just need the courage to follow your joy. Your path will be revealed to you in baby steps. As you take one step, the next will be made known to you. From a software graduate, to a German interpreter, to an NGO volunteer, to a marketing executive, to an English teacher, to a Spanish translator, to now a writer, speaker, dancer, actor, and photo model, mysterious coincidences have led me from one place to another, contriving me to live out my destiny, my true legacy. And at the end of all these travels, suddenly I realized I had a book inside of me. I published my first book during my student exchange program in Costa Rica, which describes my synchronistic experiences through these journeys. My two upcoming books are titled Life is Abracadabra, which recounts 21 magical stories from my adventures across the globe that will make anyone look at life with new eyes. And Nrit, the dream of finding the self, inspired by true events, which I plan to turn into a film post-publication. I also recently published 3 inspirational journals and a calendar based on my first book. The journey of finding my true purpose led me to the path of my passion. The path was not known to me at the beginning. All I had to do was take one step at a time, and before I knew it, I was following my personal legend. When you set out to create what you want for yourself, a strange thing happens. The universe starts responding to your wishes, dreams, and desires through signs and synchronicities. The coincidences in your life will increase as you suddenly find yourself interacting with the creative juices of life. I remember in Venezuela, I used to talk to the owls in the night sky. Especially if you are a woman, this practice of following your heart will strengthen your intuitions and enhance your sixth sense. Even if you start off on the wrong path, your heart will guide you to the right one. Everything forwards the human story. So in the end, there is no wrong choice, but there is a path of least resistance. As you become attuned to your inner self, the path will become easier to walk. Life lessons will be less painful, and you will take pleasure in everything that you do. That's what we come here for, to feel good in what we do. So, follow your joy. Be ready to be rerouted in life. Your life journey will lead you to your passion, so you can do what feels good to your soul and make a living out of it, so you can thrive, not just survive. That's all for today, folks. Thank you for being here with me. Namaste.